हेलो गाइस। आज एक पॉडकास्ट हमने शूट किया एंड इट इज़ वन ऑफ द लॉन्गेस्ट पॉडकास्ट ऑफ द कोडिंग अड्डा चैनल एंड इट वाज विद नन अदर देन वन एंड ओनली करण सिंह सर, हु इज़ द फाउंडर एंड सीटीओ एट स्कोगो। एंड बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे बात की। हमने बात की कि कैसे हमारा जो टेक्नोलॉजी था, राइट फ्रॉम जो नॉर्मल हमारे ब्लूटूथ स्पीकर्स आते थे, ब्लूटूथ बीकन्स आते थे, वहाँ से लेके अभी तक की जर्नी, नोकिया 3310 से लेके आईफोन 15 की जर्नी, ये हमारा टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट कैसे हुआ लास्ट 3-4 ईयर्स में, एआई क्यों इतना बूम पे आया, एआई के क्या क्या इनोवेशंस थे, एंड आगे के टाइम पे एआई पे क्या हो सकता है, लाइक व्हाट वुड बी द फ्यूचर, वुड दी जार्विस इन आयरन मैन बी इन रियल लाइफ, वैसा कुछ बन सकता है। तो ये सारी चीज़ों पे बात की एंड ऑल्सो वी कवर्ड द स्टूडेंट एस्पेक्ट एज वेल, जहाँ पे स्टूडेंट एस्पेक्ट के बारे में कि स्टूडेंट राइट नाउ आर नॉट बीन गाइडेड ऑन हाउ टू स्टार्ट विद एआई। लोगों को नहीं पता कि एआई स्टार्ट कैसे करते हैं या हाउ टू स्टार्ट गो इन विद दैट डोमेन, कि इफ़ आई एम अ मर्न स्टैक डेवलपर और इफ़ आई एम एन एप्लीकेशन डेवलपर, हाउ टू स्टार्ट विद एआई। तो वो सारी चीज़ों पे बात की एंड बहुत सारे जो कॉमन क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं बच्चों के, जो मेरे खुद थे एंड हरी के भी थे, वी रोट इट डाउन एंड वी आस्क्ड सर, एंड बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात हुई। सो आई होप आप सबको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगे एंड कुछ भी क्वेश्चंस रहेंगे तो प्लीज़ पुट इट आउट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन। आई विल पेस्ट करण सर's लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल एज वेल ऑन द डिस्क्रिप्शन। जाओ, कनेक्ट करो, परेशान करो, ही विल बी हैप्पी टू आंसर ऑल द क्वेश्चंस दैट यू गाइस हैव, एंड आई होप आप पूरा वीडियो देखोगे। हेलो सर, कैसे हो?
All good. How are you?
बस बढ़िया। सो थैंक यू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल फॉर गिविंग अस द अपॉर्चुनिटी टू टॉक विद यू एंड
Pleasure.
जैसे ही मैं और हरी यहाँ पे एंड वी आर लाइक क्या स्टूडियो सेटअप है यार, मतलब बहुत मज़ा आया एंड आपका पर्सनल सेटअप देख के भी वी आर लाइक हमारा जो ड्रीम सेटअप है एंड वी आर वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू यू फॉर अलाउिंग अस टू टॉक विद यू ओवर हियर एंड टू ऑल द गाइज हियर। ये पूरा पॉडकास्ट विल बी लाइक अ जर्नी इन टू दी ए आई, लाइक ए आई के बहुत सारे कंसेप्ट पे हम बात करने वाले हैं, ए आई के कुछ फंडामेंटल से बात करने वाले हैं, करण सर की जर्नी पे बात करने वाले हैं। ठीक है, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सर, जो लोग आपको नहीं जानते, प्लीज टेल अस अबाउट योर सेल्फ।
I will. So before I start, I want to thank you guys because you guys are coming down from very long. You took public transport, then Uber, then came in here. It's raining in Mumbai, so I really appreciate that you are taking time with this afternoon and coming here to meet us and have this conversation. So yeah, guys, I'm Karan Singh. I am a co-founder and CTO at Scogo Networks. And at Scogo, we are building, trying to solve IT tech support for every business out there, and through the technology of AI, through field services, so whatnot. So we are here to solve tech support for enterprises, tech support for SMBs and MSMEs.
ओके, सो आपका थोड़ा प्लीज बैकग्राउंड के बारे में बताइए, आप कहाँ से कैसे स्टार्ट किया था? आई नो कि आप पहले विप्रो में थे, देन यू वेंट इनटू रेड हैट, बट हाउ वाज योर जर्नी?
Sure. So I belong to a place called as Bhopal. If you guys heard of a Surma Bhopali, but anyways, so I come from Bhopal. In Bhopal, I've done my schooling in Anand Vihar School, where I met my co-founder Nitin Dhaval, Monica, and we are school friends. Me and Monica and Nitin. We are here since we know each other since class six standard. And there I done my education in Bhopal. Then I started my BSc Computer Science Honors from Excellence College in Bhopal. And post that, at that time when I was in school and in college as well, my mainstream was computer science, and I used to hack around the labs of my college where I was not having a computer. I had to spend a couple of post my lectures. I spent time in the college lab trying to hack around those systems. So at that time, I got very much close to computers, and then I did my master from BITS Pilani. Then post that, I joined Wipro as as a IT help desk support engineer. So if you guys don't know that particular position, it's like, hello IT, how can I help you? So Achha. In businesses when you have, I mean, my first customer project was KPMG, where I was a IT support engineer. Whenever there is a IT troubleshooting problem, I'm the person going to the sites or going to meet the users, understanding the problem, trying to solve the problem. So I should say from that day and still I am in the same industry, trying to solve the same problem, but in a different kind of avatars. So I joined Wipro. I spent like 5 years in Wipro. Then I got an opportunity from Wipro to help solve technology for Nokia, and I was kind of posted in Finland. In Nokia, I spent several years learning and experimenting, doing research around cloud technologies, building public cloud, building private cloud for Nokia. I worked for CSC there. I joined CSC after that. There, I got an opportunity to work and operate the supercomputers, which is powering CSC, Finland, and the entire European Union's data centers. So I was literally working in a building where my office was in like fourth floor, and on the ground floor we had the data center, and in those data center we had supercomputers. So those were the we built like through two supercomputers there. I mean, before I joined, it was already there, but I got an opportunity to kind of play with supercomputers when I was in CSC in Finland. I spent a couple of years there. Then I joined Red Hat. I'm open source enthusiast from day one. I spent a couple of years in researching about Ceph, which is a software defined storage technology. I went very deep into that, and I then joined Red Hat as a solutions architect, solving Red Hat and meeting customers from Red Hat in Nordics. Then I got moved into Germany, spent a couple of years in Germany, meeting a lot of German customers and European customers, plus EU customers, understanding their business demands, and where I was working as a solution architect again. It was senior position where I moved there, and then I finally decided, what, I need to go back to India and build Scogo with Nitin and Monica and others, Alpesh, Mohit and others, all the entire crew here at Scogo. And I then joined for a brief moment of time, like almost 1.5 and 2 years. I hold a position with Red Hat, which was developer evangelist and principal architect, helping developers, understanding developer ecosystem, and helping developers on open source technology. So yeah, from day one, kind of very close to technology, right from ID support to cloud computing to system administration to networking and backups, and then building architecting solutions for customers across the globe, and then hopping some time around developer ecosystem, and then finally I'm into Scogo, helping and building the tech at Scogo.
Okay, that was a great introduction. No worries. So you said about BITS Pilani. How was your experience in BITS? Because as students we dream of that college, like BITS नाम के मतलब है एक college है BITS, जैसे IITs का नाम रहता है. Same way there is BITS, and you had done your engineering over there. So BITS में मतलब क्या खास है? लोग बोलते हैं कि हाँ BITS है तो.
So my exposure with BITS is not what you're understanding right now. I joined Wipro, and it was a program by Wipro, run by Wipro, where my degree would be, it was learning with earning options from Wipro, which means I was a Wipro kind of employee. At the same time, I am being studied remotely through professors of BITS Pilani. So the setup was like, there is a entire team of BITS Pilani professors who are living in Delhi, and they are affiliated with BITS. All the curriculum is from BITS, but it's a special program built for people who are working in IT. At the same time, they're learning over the weekends. So our classes looks like, we had to spend like 9 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday. So in 2 days, we were very, very young at that day, right? So we were Monday to Friday, we were working on our customer locations, like in my case, KPMG, where I was providing ID support. And on Saturday, Sundays, we are going to Wipro's campus, and a lot of people, like there was this, my batch was like 60 plus people. Again, and all of them are kind of deployed across multiple different customers in India. Okay, KPMG, Max Life Insurance, Genpact. So, and all of them are coming back on Saturday, Sunday. We were studying, we were, learning new things, and we were exchanging our professional experiences while in Wipro. Okay, so actually, I know what happens in Genpact, how IT is being built in Genpact, how technology is changing in Genpact. So it was a very mixed culture of students coming back on Saturday, Sunday, studying and making fun and enjoying the time. Plus, at the same time, you are making money, you are getting a lot of experiences, you are getting a lot of variety of experience from your colleagues, your friends, and then you are kind of studying through a label like BITS. So it was a 4-year degree, which BITS Pilani Master of Science in System Engineering. So that was my entire degree. So I haven't been to a BITS proper campus in Pilani, but the professors, the faculty, they are from BITS, and it's a special built design program for Wipro.
Okay. So you said you had been to Germany. Then why did you come to India? मोटिवेशन क्या था कि मुझे मेरे देश में वापस जाना है?
Yeah, back of my mind, yes, I always wanted to come back. Me and Monica always wanted to come back and build out something in India.
But why India? मतलब
I mean,
since you are outside, आप जर्मनी
yes,
में हो and you
yes,
are Indian,
yes,
then why in India only? You can build something outside India as well.
definitely. So number one, you need to have like-minded people, because it's a journey. It's a journey that that will be with you for a lifetime almost, right? So you need to have that kind of a friend circle, or co-founders, and people who will kind of share this time with you, the entire journey with you. I mean, I was not able to find that kind of a gang, I should say, or a group back in Finland, back in Germany, though they are a great place to live. But I cannot see myself, retiring from there, because I mean, there was always an itch of building something. Okay, and Nitin and I mean, since we share the same kind of childhood. Before Scogo, I mean, Scogo is the one of the things that which worked out. There were a lot of things which haven't worked out. So वो like moment होता है. So we were always in that journey. यार ये करना है, कुछ करना है. We have to build together. Why India? Because the possibilities of building things in India is immense. It's 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 amazing, and you have to kind of build everything by yourself in India, which is kind of fun, right? So I see there is a lot of scope, a lot of opportunities in India, and it always feels great that you are building for India. Okay. Right, and coming from like outside India, it feels good. Like, what? Yeah, I came back to India and to build something out. Okay. But yeah, you need a team. You need a great team. You need to have friends who can be on that journey with you. And either you call everybody back to where you are, or kind of join them and do it. But yeah, from opportunity point of view, immense opportunities.
Okay, so how did Scogo came into picture?
So Scogo came in like around 2018. So there is a backstory to it. So Nitin, so I joined Wipro like very early in my career. I spent 5 years in Wipro. I was in technology domain, like infrastructure services, and software designing, software architecture, solutions, managing customer, manage solution provider. While Nitin was on the other side of business, which is building business, sales, marketing, not marketing, but yeah, sales, mostly sales, building businesses for Wipro. So he spent a couple of years in Wipro running the sales for the West region, right? So Nitin got a very good handle on the customer side. Usko pata hai what is being required at the customer side and what are the challenges. So I was on the tech side while in Wipro, while Nitin was on the sales side and business side in Wipro. So we both know the culture of Wipro, how Wipro operates, how Wipro kind of delivers services to its customers, and based on my experience, like how things looks like out of India, how service is being delivered, how technology is being delivered outside India, right? So Nitin, like as I mentioned, yeah, he's from Wipro. He was doing sales at Wipro. So we found that we were having, while I was in Finland, Nitin was in India, we were having hours long conversation, understanding like, this is the problem, how can we solve it? Can we build, a very decentralized tech support network for India, because the problem was that it's very difficult to find a right technician with the right skill set at the right time at the right place. So can we solve this? Can we solve it from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, or the other way? Right. So because currently the business which were kind of doing this, there were a lot of middlemen in between. Like, think about the way you were booking an Uber car. I mean, you're too young for that, but still, like almost a decade back, the way to book an Uber, or there was no Uber, the way to book a taxi is like you will call someone. He is not a owner of the car. He will call other person who owns a car. They kind of book and date, and then he will give you a number. You know what? I'll come at after 1 hour, after 2 hour. It's very manual. There are so many middlemen in the between. What Uber did is they gave a customer an app, an experience where you will instantly book a ride, a taxi service, right? Can we build a similar experience for IT tech support across India?
Okay.
So this is the inception of Scogo. Like, can we do it? And then there is always other things. So like, can we add more employment to the country? Can we have several people join this mission? And can we build a trusted community of service technicians across India and deliver services through them? Okay. Right, and be the de facto standard of IT service delivery on the ground, on the field. So owning the last mile of technical service delivery. Okay. So that was the inception that we came up with. We decided that currently the work that is being currently being done is over emails or phone calls. WhatsApp came in very late, but yeah, a lot of things were happening on WhatsApp. So there is an information miss. So in order to solve this for India first, and then maybe globally, we have to have a tech angle to it. It has to be solved using technology. There has to be a system which will kind of define the rules, own the rules, build the governance into the system itself, so that I no need to spend in doing all of these things manually, right? So building a system, we were very clear. We have to build a tech system around it. We have to solve it for everyone out there, and we have to solve from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, okay, and have build a trusted community of technicians, okay, to solve it. So this is kind of ingredient and how we started at Scogo.
Okay, so was this your first startup, or इसके पहले भी थोड़े failed startups है?
Definitely. Yeah, there are always flop shows that me and Nitin has equally delivered at our site. So I mean, yeah, we have done so many things. I still recall 2009-ish the time. 2009, when I was in Wipro, Nitin was still studying in his college. We had this idea like we will build an instant messaging service, which we know today as WhatsApp. That was back in 2009. Okay, we were on a phone call. यार कुछ तो करते हैं यार, ये बनाते हैं एक सर्विस, फ्री में मैसेज भेजने वाली सर्विस बनाएंगे. ओके, सबको फ्री करेंगे. Okay, but what is the subscription charge? Okay, you know what? We'll make it free, like WhatsApp. Okay. So we were like, okay, let's build it. Over the weekend, I built a prototype of it, Android version 0.5, something of this order. Okay, we built a prototype of WhatsApp service. We were calling SMS. Very weird name. Monica designed the logo for that SMS. Okay, Nitin was kind of building the business plan and PPTs for that while I was writing code. It's like a try of all three of us. I built a very hacky version of it, which was able to send messages. I was not having an Android phone to test it out. Okay. So I told Nitin, यार phone तो नहीं test कैसे करेंगे? He was like, send me across the APK file. So I sent across Nitin APK file. Nitin ने वो अपने कैंपस में किसी दूसरे बैचमेट के मोबाइल में डाला, चलाया, बोला करण चल तो रहा है. But भाई, this is not gonna fly because ये तो बहुत हैकी है. So in order to capture the market, because Android was very new, 2009 यार. Okay, and iPhone तो किसी ने सुना ही नहीं था. 7 में तो लॉन्च हुआ था यूएस में. Okay, so इंडिया में तो iPhone पहुंचा नहीं था उस टाइम तक. So like we have to build for Symbian. अभी Symbian is Nokia का OS. Okay. If you know, Nokia तो कभी यूज नहीं किया होगा, right? So Symbian was the de facto. Symbian OS is the de facto standard layer. How should we build it? यार एक काम कर, we need a developer. हाँ यार, we need a developer. Let's go. तो एक काम कर, तू मुंबई में ढूंढ डेवलपर, मैं दिल्ली में ढूंढता हूँ. because I was in Delhi NCR. So Nitin, I pushed Nitin to go and meet someone in some railway station. Nitin went there to have a conversation with that freelancer. स्टेशन पे हाँ करेक्ट नितिन वेंट देयर कि यार करण उससे मिल के आता हूँ ही इज अ डेवलपर फ्रीलांसर डेवलपर नितिन स्टिल इन ही वाज स्टिल इन हिज कॉलेज व्हाइल आई वाज वर्किंग इन विप्रो ठीक है सो नितिन उसको मिले बोला करण बहुत पैसा मांग रहा है यार ये 3 लाख रुपीज क्या करें अबे छोड़ दूसरा बंदा ढूंढते हैं ठीक है went to find someone else but eventually we were getting outrageous quotes like 15 lakh rupees 20 lakh rupees so we like you know what इतना पैसा तो नहीं है so then the idea settled down and then you know what we got busy in our lives and our standard works that we were doing वो पूरा dissolve हो गया then after that I went to Finland there between that Nitin came up with an amazing idea of building bloodyfriends.com Bloody Friends. So it's a social network. It was kind of a social cause that we were going up after with. So Nitin with his gang of college, he was like, "Yeah, Bloody Friends banate hain. It's a social cause. It's a blood bank, kind of online blood bank. Man ke chalo. Okay, so we build a system where we will have we have blood donors and blood donor consumers, and we'll build a system around it. We'll kind of associate us with NGOs and do it for a social cause, purely social."
बट थोड़ा नाम डार्क नहीं लग रहा ब्लडी फ्रेंड्स
BLOOD bloody friends so it's a pun in the name so Nitin only came up with this name so we built up this so they were like how many I think there were 16 people in the founding team
भाई साहब 16 जन in the founding team
I was one of them and Nitin and his gang of his DAV college to colleagues so we built it I think वो चलाया यार still I mean very late until 5-6 years after abandoning that project we were still getting requests यार इस एरिया में ब्लड चाहिए है do that so it was kind of kicking it off that was kind of first place where Nitin with Bloody Friends got kind of his interview got published somewhere in ST Times or Times of India because social angle so that was just for fun then I went in Finland when Nitin and I again discussed about okay let's do something around Bluetooth beacon so let's build a marketing kind of an engine or a solution for museums that was back in 2012 okay where we will build a Bluetooth beacon device
beacon as in
beacon is basically Bluetooth it's a Bluetooth device
okay
with a battery pack it's this big of size in this size you will kind of plug it anywhere else and then think about uska use case aisa tha ki if we give it to all the shops in let's say RCT mall so they can publish out their offers
okay
and you're walking let's say on that aisle for that so and if you have Bluetooth enabled on your mobile phone you'll get offers from Shopper Stop hey Shopper Stop is giving you 20% discount
okay
live offers powered by Bluetooth technology okay so we thought okay let's build that so we ordered some again I ordered some device Nitin was preparing PPTs and business plan
and this was all happening when you were at a job
I was in job I was in Wipro that time I was in Finland that I was in CSC Nitin was in Wipro okay at that time so I ordered some devices I write a firmware for that then I built again hacky version of the app to make it work it was kind of working but barely working Nitin yaar we need a developer to scale this up to the next level then again that idea got sunk into
but यहाँ पे भी बोलते हैं ना कि unless and until your code is working do not touch the code developers में हमें भी होता है कि whenever we
correct नहीं but in that case it has to be a finished product
yeah मतलब not in that sense but जब हम projects भी करते थे when we were in the final year during our college and हमारा वही हुआ था we were creating a project IoT based था and हम 3 जन में से भी तीनों को नहीं पता कि वो कोडिंग करते हैं कैसे बिकॉज इट इज प्योर इन सी लैंग्वेज एंड हमारा IoT में इंटरेस्ट था ही नहीं बट अभी मिल गया तो करना था तो ले लिया एंड कर रहे एंड जब फाइनल हमारा प्रेजेंटेशन आया जब एक्सटर्नल आता है उसके पहले तक कोड नहीं चल रहा था बट जैसे सर नहीं आई गेस मैम थे मैम आके जैसे पूछ रहे जैसे चालू किया चल रहा है वी आर लाइक कि कोड का भरोसा नहीं है कभी भी चल सकता है
correct,
कभी भी बंद हो सकता है
yes नहीं that happens a lot यार वो that's the part and parcel of a developer's life okay so it's not gonna go anywhere वो वैसे ही रहने वाला है even if AI comes and AI goes, that will still remain the case. Okay, so
So why did Scogo work out then? ये सारे नीचे, then why did Scogo work out?
I mean, इसके पहले 2-3 और थे जो मैं फ्लॉप
Okay.
मारे थे. Okay, that was not the end. So
Okay.
then I came up with a let's try to make all the dumb TVs smart TVs. Before Android और ये i OnePlus और Xiaomi वगैरह आए मार्केट में, like all the TVs were dumb TVs, which means they don't have an Android. Correct? Can we make something out of it? Can I inject a device or insert a device which I'm like, think about Amazon का Fire Stick. It's pre that, like 3 साल और पहले, back ahead of time. So we build that device. ठीक है, you plug this into stick in your TV, then you will we run our own customized OS for that also. Stick in that, तो your Android will work on your TV and you have a remote. तो Android चल रहा है तो Play Store चलेगा, Play Store चल रहा है तो all the apps will run on your TV. So what I've done is with incremental amount of money, you are converting your dumb TV into a smart TV.
Okay.
The only thing is उसमें बस USB ड्राइव होना चाहिए. And TVs में USB ड्राइव बहुत पहले से आ रहा था. Okay, we tried to do that, but again, because of distance, I would say, and we were very early and we haven't pursued that very deeply thought to do it. And then after that, we were trying to build something around Bluetooth speakers. Okay, can I build a Bluetooth speaker and build an app? So you have an app and you will buy a speaker, जो भी this big size, and like think about Boat. Boat has kind of built that very nicely. But yeah, having Bluetooth speaker in so that's also one of the fail thing, or the thing that we have learned on. So, but yeah, the reason Scogo worked is, as I was referring to before, is because of conviction. First of all, that was about domain. We have been doing, Nitin was doing, I was doing IT support. We have seen inside out how HCL, Wipro, TCS, other works, how internationally this market works, how in India service delivery is being done currently, what are the challenges, what are the problems in the business, how much margin one can make, and how to optimize that. At the same time, between Nitin and I, we were very coordinated. Nitin took in the first step to kind of, he quit his job and started to build Scogo from scratch in Mumbai in 91 Springboard, Vikhroli. We rented out that space and we did that. And then I later joined in him full time back in like 2 years back. Okay, but yeah, I was at the boundary line. While Nitin is on the pitch, Nitin and Monica were on the pitch together with Alpesh and Mohit and others in the team. They were on the pitch. I was on the sidelines, kind of cheering my team from the sidelines. Then I decided, okay, what? It's now high time for me to jump in and build and revamp the entire tech at Scogo, because Scogo was kind of taking the charge. Okay, we were trying to solve a problem. There was a viable business that we can build out of it, and we ended up before I joined in, we ended up having some 5,000 service technicians across India be a part of the system, and we were kind of clocking in some 100,000 requests a year on the platform. So yeah, so that's the reason that thing brought me in. That thing brought me into India. Like, what? Let's come to India. Let's try to build Scogo and see what else we can incubate within Scogo.
So you told about how and why did Scogo work out, but what are the problem that you are actually trying to solve here at Scogo?
Right. So I'll give you an example, like how a typical business works across India. Suppose you're a business and you have hundreds of branches across India. For every branch, if you walk into every branch, you will see you'll see IT devices like CCTV, laptop, desktop, printers, monitor, keyboard, right? And once your setup is distributed, you need a technical person to do the in-house IT for you, all right? Can we kind of first of all move this model into on-demand basis? Like, if there's a problem, then only you will get a technician, and we will try to make sure the technician reaches to you at by the time you get a pizza, 30 minutes. Okay, although we are still on that journey of making it 30 minutes, but right now we can comfortably send a technician 4 hours. Okay, if there is a problem, again, remote part of India, right? So earlier this problem was like, if there is a problem, you will the central team or the central hub will get to know the problem. It will go and send an email to a middleman, a partner, a third party resource. Then he will try to align an engineer. The engineer will go to next day. And then the payment is, God knows who will pay for that, but it's very cumbersome process to solve it. With Scogo, we like, hey, can we build a system where you just go to my app, go to the system, request for a technician, and you will get full flexibility and full openness, like where the technician is. Like today, you can kind of track a Zomato delivery boy, right? Can you track a technician? What kind of work he's delivering on site? Can we have a recorded steps of instruction that he has followed? What all things he should bring on the ground to solve that problem? Suppose he needs to install a camera, which means he needs a drilling machine. So we need to make sure the technician is carrying those things for you, right? And then post delivery of that service, we need to make sure the quality checks, like, okay, because the technician is visiting a business.
Okay.
He needs to leave the site in a clean condition, working, up and running, and make sure that it does not fails again, right? Doing that basic cleanup of the job. So currently, before us, all of these things were over phone calls. Think about you're coordinating across thousands of technicians across India and getting this service delivered. It's very painful. Okay, so we build a system around it. We have built all the modules around it, which is needed to get this service to the next level. So kind of trying to solve IT service delivery across India.
Okay.
And we are still kind of up to it.
Okay. So how has it been progressed from the last 5 years or 2-3 years?
Right. So we started in 2018 and we went with the approach like, first of all, we need to, it's a chicken and egg problem. You have to first onboard. Should I first onboard technicians, a lot of technicians, or should I first go and onboard customers? Because if I onboard customers first, I'll not have technicians to deliver the job. And if I onboard technicians first, I'll not get, business for them.
Yeah.
Correct. So we have went through the journey where, we onboarded technicians with a promise that, hey, join the platform and you will get a job from us. We were doing that. We got customers' orders, started fulfilling the order automatically. And then in order to build quality around it, we had to have a central team who is kind of doing the quality checks, making sure that, it's dedicated kind of program managers for businesses that so that, they will rest assured that the services would be delivered. So in the first, I'll kind of divide this into two parts. Like in the first half of Scogo, we built a network of technicians, a trusted community where, if I will submit a job on my platform, it will be fulfilled. And I guarantee that, right? So we've ended up building a good community, trusted community of service technicians on ground, which means I'm covering the last mile. Now we are trying to solve, can I solve for the first mile also? And when I say first mile, it's like, through an automated system, can I diagnose your problem before even sending the technician? Correct? Because, the way IT problems work, what, I'm having some problem with my laptop. My laptop is making some sound. Okay. Or let's say my keyboard is not working. So there has to be a system through which a user can interact. It will try to troubleshoot the problem by itself through a, AI agent or AI system that we can build. And if the problem is not solvable, I will relay it very cleanly to a remote support agent. I'll still not send technician. Okay. Because I need to kind of reduce the cost of service. The moment I mobilize the technician, it's a cost. It's a cost to me, which means it's a cost to the customer. But if I'm trying to diagnose the problem on the first go, fantastic, cool. Nobody's moving on the ground, problem solved, and the cost to the service is very low. If it's not solvable, if my AI system or if my system is not able to solve it, I will cleanly hand it off to a remote support agent sitting in the office, in this very office. So think about again to my problem. If a user is in Kolkata, he is troubleshooting the problem through my system. Initially, that's the first mile. If the problem is not solvable by my system, automatically, no human intervention, it will be redirected to a remote support help desk in this office. Okay. They will call the user and take a remote connection of his machine and try to solve the problem. Okay. Let us suppose case number 2, if they are also not able to solve the problem. Case number 3, I have a technician on ground. A local Kolkata technician will visit your house or visit your not house, but yeah, your business, and try to solve the problem for you. Okay. So again, at Scogo, we are still doing the same thing. We're trying to solve IT support for everyone, every business in India, right from an automated support system with self-service in a self-service mode, complemented by my remote technical support team, and that too also complemented by my field service engineers on the ground. So like there's a plan B to a plan B. So trying to solve, I'll get your problem solved. Okay, so that's what we are building at Scogo.
Okay, so you told about your journey when you started building Bluetooth beacons and then the Android TV. So the technology has also been advanced from that period of time, like from Nokia 3310 to now iPhone 15.
Great that you
iPhone
still
16.
remember the number.
Yeah, I do have a small piece at my home because that was the piece that my parents gave me when I was preparing for my GE. So they are like,
oh, very nice.
ये सब छोड़, Android छोड़.
Man, you know what? Don't throw the device. Okay, keep it with you. Keep it with you. Okay.
Yeah. So there is a lot of technological advancements that I know about. What do you think are some of the advancements that you think?
Yeah. Yeah. So I started my professional career like 2007. Although I was writing code when I was in college, I used to build software program and sell it to other engineering students at money, definitely. So I was giving because everybody has to submit college projects, right? So I was kind of using the same binary in C and give it to all other people.
So you are a developer by heart.
You can say that. Yeah, so I was building college projects and selling it out for pocket money, and then I was doing some freelancing over the internet again for pocket money. Then I started in Wipro. I've seen I've seen the world from the world of like Java, where Java was the best thing to do anyone can do. Java and HTML and PHP and JavaScript. These are like handful of technologies were available at that time. No frameworks and all. Everything has to be very crude. You have to build by yourself, and you feel very proud in if you kind of build a Java servlet back in those days. Mobile revolution has changed. I mean, it literally has taken the world by a storm. 2007, when Sir Steve Jobs has presented an iPhone and the entire ecosystem. So iPhone is not great. I'll still say it. The entire ecosystem of iPhone, which is their app store, their developer productivity, and the way they have opened doors for developers to come on the platform, build it, and monetize it. That is the golden pot. Okay, so that's where before that developers were kind of found in as a they were part of business teams, and they were kind of building softwares, enterprise softwares. Nobody cares about an end user grade software. But after iPhone and App Store and their entire ecosystem, developer found a way, I can make money out of this. I'll build a great app and put it on App Store and get money. Okay, and that is the point where all other big companies like, let's say, Microsoft or others and Amazon, they thought the power of developer ecosystem. From that point on, developer ecosystem banna shuru hua. Okay, so yeah, mobile revolution, developer ecosystem, app stores, and then definitely the cloud computing journey. I've seen this very closely when I was in Finland. Cloud was just picking it up back in 2010, 2009. There, I was playing with AWS services. In 2012, I've seen automation, heavy automation, heavy cloud orchestration. That was a great, peak point. Great peak point in innovation. Around, I would say in 2016, where all of a sudden AI started to pick it up, like self-driving cars or image processing, object detection. Those were the things that that were coming out of labs onto blogs and videos. Like, I built this thing which will do it, and then after that this entire chat GPT or this natural language processing is picking it up. So I'll see these are some highs in the last 15 years that at least I have seen from the depth. So yeah.
So you told about the changes like for in terms of AI, NLPs and LLMs and ChatGPT. And I feel from the last 2-3 years after ChatGPT was introduced, AI is like peaking over the top. I guess before 2-3 years it was like blockchain है, तुम्हें क्रिप्टो में इन्वेस्ट करना है, क्रिप्टो में इन्वेस्ट करो. उसके पहले it was like मन स्टैक करो, मन स्टैक फुल स्टैक डेवलपमेंट करो. एंड नाउ इट्स लाइक कोई देख ही नहीं रहा है, कोई क्रिप्टो को नहीं देख रहा है, कोई मन स्टैक को नहीं देख रहा है, सब देख रहे हैं एआई 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 एआई. एंड रिसेंटली आई गेस द डे आफ्टर टुमारो द डे आफ्टर यस्टरडे आई सॉ गिटहब ने भी कुछ मॉडल्स अपने रिलीज किए. या सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, मतलब आगे जाके एआई कुछ करेगा लाइक जो द मूवी, इफ आई डोंट नो इफ यू हैव सीन द मैट्रिक्स रिसरेक्शन. इट्स लाइक वो मूवी में ऐसा है कि आगे जाके मशीन्स विल टेक ओवर एंड ह्यूमंस रहेंगे ही नहीं. तो इट इज लाइक दे गो इन टू अनदर वर्ल्ड टू गेट अवे फ्रॉम द मशीन्स. सो मशीन विल टेक केयर ऑफ योर बर्थ एंड वो सारी चीज़ें उसमें दिखाई है. सो आई एम लाइक बिट क्यूरियस कि आगे जाके ये वैसा होने वाला है कि नहीं होने वाला. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू मी, व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन दिस एआई?
Like, I don't have a crystal ball to kind of predict that. That's very far-fetched, at least to my sense. But you need to understand from where it is coming. Okay, let's go back to basics. 2012ish time. At that time, when I was kind of coming closer to what's happening on the AI, although I have not touched it back then, I was very busy in building my other stuff. AI was like, एक blog post आके देख लेने क्या, what are the researchers building. But all of a sudden this happened after this CNN, convolutional neural networks, when the breakthrough started to happen, where it was easier for researchers to build models which can detect an object from an image. Okay, and that too in a unsupervised way. So there are two things: supervised and unsupervised. Supervised, then you will tell, okay, you know what, this is a kite, this is a plane, this is an aeroplane, this is a kid. Okay, every time to the input sequence, not sequence, input image. But unsupervised, the images which the model has never ever seen, it was able to draw parallels and tell कि हाँ भाई, this is the object which is a kite, looks like a kite with a good confidence, good degree of confidence. That was back in 2012 के आसपास, when CNN started to pick it up. Okay. Before that, this entire process was very manual, which means scientists and data collection people, they have to kind of manually do feature engineering. As in like they have to kind of literally label the data and detect. There are thousands of human hours going into data labeling of images and videos. Video तो बहुत दूर की बात थी, image में पहले कर लेंगे, that was a bigger thing. They were manually doing all of these things. All of a sudden with this CNN architecture where they can have a grid like so any kind of so image is like a grid. Okay, think about it. If you have to analyze an image, the system converts it into a grid. Okay, and based on the grids, it will kind of detect which object is this. So that breakthrough happened because of CNN. This was mostly on the image part. अभी टेक्स्ट पे तो कोई बात ही नहीं कर रहा था. टेक्स्ट में तो बेसिक गूगल ट्रांसलेट चलता था, बेसिक, वेरी बेसिक. ठीक है. Then after that, this RNN came in, which is recurrent neural networks, which is it's a sequence system where it will simply take one input sequence and give you and in return give you an output sequence, and kind of solving it for text which are in a single sequence, right? So that was RNN specifically for your text processing, especially. Then some innovation happened around memory, which is LSTM, long short term memory, LSTM, I think, if I'm correct, where it was holding the context of several words in the prior to that sentence. मतलब एक पूरा लाइन आपके पास आया हुआ है, तो सिस्टम वाज एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट सिंगल लाइन इन अ सीक्वेंशियल वे. ओके, अभी भी मल्टी लाइन सॉल्व नहीं हुआ था, पैराग्राफ तो बहुत दूर की बात है. ओके, सो बैक इन 2018, 2017, 16 के आसपास LSTM was being built and people were trying to do NLP in area. NLP haven't picked up that back then. Then after that, this transformer architecture came in, which is where the entire innovation around NLP started to take off.
Okay.
It's that pivotal point in this, because the way transformer works is it has a notion of positions. So the moment you will supply a sequence of a string or a paragraph, it will kind of hold the positions.
As in, I didn't get.
Like it will kind of write position numbers for every word. Let's say there is a word of 10. Hey, I want to go to eat pizza. It will go and store the positions first.
Okay.
Into the system itself, right?
Okay.
And then after that, there will be encoding and decoding of sequences, and all of it does in parallel. Earlier, RNN was very sequential. Okay, so with transformer coming in, transformer can do this at scale with large corpus of data in parallel, which means GPU was also there back in 2012, 2015, 2018. GPU पहले था, but all of a sudden the system engineers and the research scientists were able to harness the power of GPU, how to run this program parallelly across multiple GPUs in multi-threaded way.
Okay.
That enabled कि ठीक है, अभी तो मैं पूरी बुक की बुक कंज्यूम कर सकता हूँ और पैरेलली इसका मैं आंसर दे सकता हूँ. I can do things like task summarization. I can do content generation. So because of transformer, the paper that Google released, Attention is All You Need, is the pivotal paper which Google released. It's one of the most foundational paper that at least I can think of, where all of this picked it up. So NLP 18-17 के बाद शुरू हुआ. Then GPT picked up. This is generative pre-trained transformer, where they are pre-training the model with the corpus of knowledge. And all of a sudden, other startups came in and they started to build their own foundational model. So, if you see from where this is coming, it's CNN, RNN, LSTM, and then transformer, and then the next innovation which is happening along the corners. But yeah, because LLMs has made the interaction with the AI super simple, which means a non-technical person today can use AI.
Okay.
जो कि पहले नहीं था. पहले you need to be a very pro research scientist in order to use an AI.
Okay.
Abhi, you need, if you are a non-technical person, my brother who is non-technical, he can go to the interface and type a message and get a response. So all of a sudden, it made the bar very low that any layman can interact with an AI system.
Okay. Yeah.
So that has changed the way कि हाँ अभी तो बस सबके हाथ में आ गया है. So because of this innovation which happened in the past that we are very thankful to, has put AI in our hands, in everybody's hands. So that's the reason everybody is talking about AI.
आपको क्या लगता है, what would AI do in the next 5 years? Would there be a बीच में, I guess, if I am not wrong, there was I guess the name was Darwin, something like that. He was the world's first software developer, AI software developer ऐसा कुछ था, but it did not work out ऐसा I heard on news. And now it's like many of the companies like Intel, they are integrating AI chip into the laptops so that it would in turn enhance the processing or the performance of the laptops. So what do you think 5 साल में आगे क्या होगा? हमारे जॉब जाएंगे?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so on that context of job जाने वाली जो बात है, the jobs will be taken by the humans who know how to use AI.
Okay.
So your job is not being taken by AI. Okay. It would be taken up by the human who know how to operate and work AI.
Okay.
इसलिए the better thing is, one has to learn this new technology. I mean, it's no longer new, but still one has to learn this new technology so that, वैसा नहीं होने वाला कि ठीक है, go and fire this entire team and my robots will take care of it. वैसा नहीं होगा. They will, there will be optimization and there will be people who know how to operate AI would be the one who will kind of getting some more jobs. But anyways, to answer your question, um, next 5 years is very difficult to say because on almost daily basis innovations are happening on AI. People are releasing new models, but at least the domain that I'm following, contextual AI would be something which will go big, which means in instead AI just kind of answering your questions like a question answer bot or whatever. AI will first understand your context, why you're asking this question, what are the circumstances you're asking this question, how what are the possible options which are available at your hand to solve this problem. Keeping all of these in your context, delivering you an outcome would be something that I see which will kind of go, very high. So one of the things that I see in the next 5 years will come up with maybe not 5 years. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. But people are working. Great minds are working to build this. Is AGI, artificial general intelligence, in which they are trying to build system in such a way that how human mind works, the way we reason about problems, the way we comprehend problems, the way we take decisions. Right today, LLM cannot take decisions. LLM is kind of a simple machine, input in, output out. Okay, something goes in, something comes out, right? But it's not taking decisions. It is not doing logical reasoning like humans do. It's not kind of an expert in almost everything. Like a generally a human is. Like human can kind of drive a car at the same time. He can walk to some kind of thinking about his startup at the same time. It's doing a lot of processing in his brain, right? So people are going after aiming to build an AGI which will kind of mimic a human mind and build things. Okay, so that's a very good thing to keep check on. Other in near future, which I can think of is people. I mean, that is something very evident which will happen is for businesses, for enterprises, even for personal users or retail users, as we can say, is very personalized. Personalized, your personality would be an AI personality. Okay, think about के if I'll build a system जहाँ पे मैं आदित्य जिस स्टाइल में बात करता है, जिस स्टाइल में लोगों से डिस्कशन करता है, जिस टॉपिक्स पे उसको बात करने में मजा आता है, your own virtual avatar, I can compress everything in one and say भाई ये this is a virtual twin for Aditya, and if let's say your friends will speak to this guy, I mean it would be very difficult for them to differentiate कि यार मैं आदित्य से बात कर रहा हूँ या उसके क्लोन से बात कर रहा हूँ. It's personalized, very so which will happen. I cannot quote any dates to it, but people are working on it. The business side of it, I think that will come in like another 1 or 2 years. We'll start to see AI team members, where you're part of a team. Let's suppose I'm part of a HR team. Okay, there would be a intelligent AI team member who is a part of AI HR team, which can give answers to you wherever you want to on any topic based, grounded information on company's knowledge base, and the way an AI will react. So we'll see how this folds up.
बट फिर कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा नहीं होगा कि वो जैसे आपने बोला HR वाला कोई अगर रहा एजेंट तो वो किसी को तो रिप्लेस कर रहा है, तो वो तो HR का फिर HR वोंट बी देयर.
No, ऐसा नहीं होने वाला कि it will kind of go and replace the entire HR team. सारे लोगों को fire कर देगा and it will do the job. There would be a lot of things that needs to be done through a human, which will still be. But this new agent would be it's available 24/7 to their employees, right, or to their customers. Let's say, okay, giving them answers on the brand's behalf, because look, every brand has its own unique identity. What if today I can feed knowledge to AI about that brand? Fantastic, it works, right? What if I can fit in the entire style of the brand, like जो भी answer वो दे रहा है, it would be in that brand style. Like Apple has a very unique brand. Has a very unique style of even writing contents. ठीक है? Can a bot write content like Apple do today? Okay, so उस तरह का brand personalization is something that we'll see in, let's say, very near term. In longer term, people are working on AGI, and we'll see how this moves on.
Okay. You talked about one concept जो मेरे दिमाग में ऐसा अटक ही गया, LLMs.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT itself is an LLM. So everything comes with a बैड साइड, मतलब हर चीज जिसका अच्छा साइड होता है उसका बैड साइड भी होता है. तो LLM का व्हाट इज द बैड साइड और द नेगेटिव साइड ऑफ LLM?
I'll say limitations, right? So, what are the limitations of LLM? I'll kind of try to frame that in this way. The current limitation, I mean, it has been solved to a certain degree, but the current limitations for LLM is, proof of knowledge, or let's say proof of the answer that LLM is delivering to you. Today, you're going to ChatGPT and asking a question, and then you're saying, you know what, I know the answer now. But have you thought about it, like, is the answer generated by the system correct or not? Is it factually correct or not? Abhi superficial to say hai, but is it factually correct? So the problem number one that I see is, no proof of source knowledge, and the other one is outdated knowledge. Today, sometimes when you go to GPT, you know what, this answer is as per 2023. Why we are still living 2024? Because GPT was trained on a data set that was point in time, that was up to that date. Okay, so the way it works is you have to kind of first pre-train the model. So it is a large corpus of internet scrape data. I mean, you can also go and buy that data, a lot of open source data. You can go and scrape internet. But yeah, you will have a large corpus of data. You will kind of pre-train your model. That's step number one. Step number two is, once pre-training is done, you will go and fine-tune it for a specific task. Let's say I want to fine-tune this system on generating summaries. I want to fine-tune this model on generating emails or creating images. So it's fine-tuning process, right? So, but the knowledge of even the fine-tuned model is the knowledge on which pre-training was done. Okay, which is outdated point in time. Okay, so that's problem number two. And problem number three is hallucinations is a very big problem in LLMs. SOTA models, like state of the art model, they're trying to kind of solve it by the best efficiencies or energy. But think about, कभी ऐसा हुआ है क्या, if you have written a question to ChatGPT और उसका आंसर नहीं है?
आया है. बहुत कम केसेस होते हैं कि like 0.1% चांस होता है.
LLM is kind of, even if the LLM language model does not know about the answer, it will try to guesstimate, and it will try to craft answer for you, even if it does not have that subject knowledge.
Okay.
तो ये बहुत होता है. That's called as hallucination. So the model is hallucinating. Correct. So but the way to solve it is using RAG technique called as retrieval augmented generation. Okay. So the idea is that behind RAG is, think about, I'll give you an example. Suppose you have to research on certain topic, and let's suppose you are in 1850, or let's say you're in 1950. Okay? If you have to research about a topic, you will go to a library. Okay, so, and the librarian knows this particular topic or subject would be found in which book, right? So the librarian knows about that. You will find this particular answer in this particular section of your library, correct? And then you go there, you'll get the answer, and your problem is solved. So RAG kind of behaves something like this. Maybe I'm not given the right example, but so it complements the existing knowledge of language model. Okay. So it breaks the prompt into three parts. So number one is, think about existing knowledge corpus, like files, videos, images, text, right? Stored somewhere outside LLM, right? It's not inside LLM, it's outside LLM. And a user submits a question. The request then goes to a language model, and instead the language model directly answers you. It go and request for to RAG system, hey, you know what, the user is asking about it, do you know anything about it? So the RAG system in return will, through its semantic search capabilities, it will try to give you those sections of the text or the corpus which is relevant to user's question. Okay. This question this context will becomes a part of your prompt. The LLM gets it, and the LLM kind of summarize it based on the context that it's got from the RAG system. Okay. So RAG is retrieval augmented generation, like the name suggests. It's helping in retrieve and helping in augmenting the generative answer. Okay. So RAG solves it to a very good extent. Okay, there's still innovation going on. Graph RAG, can we build, can we extract entities, names, and objects from the system and have a graph style of knowledge representation called as knowledge graph. Okay. So that is also very, very promising solution out there. But using these things, you can kind of literally do it. With respect to hallucination, you have to definitely go and fine tune your model on your industry specific use cases. Okay. Where I see, the SLM will come in. So LLM is large language model. SLM is small language model, which are purposely built on a domain knowledge, and it just do that only thing. Okay. So we will see all of these SLMs will come, and assuming once SLMs comes in, you were able to run an SLM on your iPhones. I mean, today you can still do it, but it's not very pervasive right now. Okay, so can I run my SLM on a Raspberry Pi? Like edge inferencing or running the model on the edge. Okay. Correct. So all of these things will enable that kind of a system. Like for example, if I wear a chip which will have which is not connected to internet, while it is running an SLM model for translation on the chip itself. So it will give you instant responses while you are very private, your data stays private, and you're not connected to internet. Today, you have to go and connect to internet API services and do the translation for you. But in future, this, with advent of SLMs and running these models on the edge would be a very big thing.
Okay, I think this particular part of the podcast would be like a AI masterclass for me, because there are a lot of topics that I wanted to talk, and you have given me like you can say half an hour masterclass on what AI is. And now the questions that I'll be asking you, like I have written all of them, it is all on the perspective of student. Now the questions were on the perspective of podcaster. Now consider me as a student, and these are the questions that I think I want to know from your point of view. So the first question that I have is, students right now, like some of my juniors or some of my classmates as well, those who are graduating and looking for the opportunities right now, they have a different kind of attitude. Like they feel like nahi yaar, coding nahi karna hai. They are like unka attitude badal jata hai. They are not into coding as much if they are in the technical aspect, and they are a lot chilled कि यार ठीक है चल हो जाएगा. But I think thoda there was some attitude change from the students who were in 2014. मतलब like last 10 years में लोगों का एटीट्यूड बहुत बदल गया टूवर्ड्स प्लेसमेंट्स, टूवर्ड्स जॉब्स, टूवर्ड्स अपॉर्चुनिटीज, बिकॉज एवरीवन इज लाइक नहीं मैं खुद का स्टार्टअप करूंगा. 9 to 5 कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर में मुझे नहीं जाना है. आई वॉन्ट टू डू माई ओन स्टार्टअप बन के मुझे अंबानी बनना है, मुझे नेक्स्ट मार्क जकरबर्ग बनना है. सो व्हाट वुड यू लाइक टू से टू दोज पीपल कि क्या एटीट्यूड चेंज हुआ है? इज इट गुड और इज इट बैड?
I mean, it is certainly good, I should say. Okay, when I was a student, or I can at least tell you the journey of when I was a student. People were very focused on okay, ठीक है अभी computer science, software development was like what, ठीक है, it's very specialized. Okay, now comparing it today, even non-technical persons are switching their streams to technology. Okay. Because now you have more competition, I should say. Correct, because I have seen a lot of arts and BCom graduates. They are kind of attracted towards technology. Like, hey, I want to be a full stack developer, right? Which means definitely for you guys, the competition is higher. I mean, as we move on, the competition always increases. But at least I can see it. पहले तो it was a very clear line. भाई तो BA करेगा तो यहाँ जाएगा, BCom करेगा तो यहाँ जाएगा, MBBS करेगा तो यहाँ जाएगा. ठीक है. Now I have seen people who are kind of, it's very kind of people are switching streams. okay, which is good because you are getting talent from a different background altogether, which gives you for an employer. I mean, it's good, right? You are having someone who holds knowledge and information and experience in some other field of technology, field of innovation, right? So it's good for me. Students who are I mean, in my opinion, people should focus on practical exposure, hands-on exposure. That is very much needed because you cannot find anyone. I mean, it's difficult to you know. I mean, if I have to hire someone, the number one thing that I look for is, by show me your GitHub profile. I want to see what work you have done, irrespective whatever you have built. I don't care कि तुमने library management system बनाया हुआ है या you have built a generative AI or crypto project. Okay, I want to see first of all you have hands on. If I give you a keyboard and a VS Code editor on day one, can you build something? Which means you have to have basics right. You have to have touch of the technology right from the core. So hands on is absolutely necessary.
Okay. So how, the second question is, there are a lot of students that are very confused right from the first year to the point where they are in final year for preparing for something, like preparing for placements, preparing for jobs. So for that, what I think is every student should have a particular plan. They should be planning those things. Like if we are coming for a podcast here, we have planned, like we will leave our home by 9 o'clock. We will reach here by 2:30. So how can students plan and prepare themselves during their college period of time, managing the so-called college curriculum and the skills that they want to pursue their career in?
Right. I mean, you touched on the right point. Planning is definitely needed, and the better you plan, the good it is. One of my actually, I learned this from Monica. If you spend your 90% time on planning, you will get the right result. Okay, but so yeah, planning is definitely needed for these kind of scenarios, and planning ahead is also very important, right? If you are very clear with your goals of life, what after 4 years. I'm not going to join anything. I'm actually going to do my master's. So plan accordingly, which means, go deep into research. You have a lot of time to cover. But if you're very clear on day, let's say first year of your career that, I have to go and get a job. So plan accordingly. If you have to have a job, then, start from, instead of starting from the 5th semester or let's say 7th semester, plan from 2nd semester. What's the problem? Correct. So, which means you have to plan ahead, plan right.
Okay. So the third question is from my point of view, and this is the question that I had in mind, and I did not have anyone who could guide me at my period of time. So the question is, there are many final year students who are preparing for placements, because this is the time where the companies come and they ask for placements. So how do they approach to this, and how to be industry ready? Like kind of you can say a roadmap to the people who are in, let's say, third year, and next year they have their placements. So how can they be industry ready, and what should be their approach?
Right. So I'm assuming this question is for technical people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So couple of things that one can do is definitely social media is now everywhere. Okay, you cannot escape from social media, which means you need to have a presence on social media, and a sensible presence is more important, right? Which means you need to show what you have got, what you have built, which means you have to build it first, then you can only show. Correct. Okay. Which means you have to go hands-on first. So you have to be hands-on. You have to write some code, build some hobby projects, build some side kicks, build some side projects, right? Submit that publicly on GitHub.
So now let's come to the last segment. I have prepared a couple of questions जो कि rapid fire होंगे. मतलब जैसे पूछो, आपके दिमाग में जो चीज़ पहले आ जाए, feel free to say. कि हाँ
मल्टीपल आंसर्स हैं तो क्या करेंगे?
तो एक के बाद एक फटफट बोलते जाओ. हाँ. So the first question, some skills to develop a career in AI and ML.
Practical, hands-on again. Example, pick up a llama model, try to train it on your data set. Okay, try to inference it. So you will learn the art of kind of fine tuning a existing open source model, and then kind of pack this into GitHub repository, put this on your Hugging Face, and kind of tell the world that you know how to practically fine tune a language model. Look, it's not very simple. I'm explaining in a simple way, but it's a valid kind of a thing that one can do as a student.
The second question, recommended books or websites for learning AI and ML?
Okay, definitely deeplearning.ai, which is from Andrew NG. It's a very good open source free resource. A lot of great tutorials on and courses on Coursera around AI. They're very good. Andre Karpathe, who is one of the co-founder of OpenAI, he has, I think he has a 2 hour long YouTube video on how to train a GPT model. Okay. वो मैंने पूरा नहीं देखा अभी तक. It's too. I mean the way I love to see video is I want to I'll watch entire video. मेरे को आधा देखने मजा या फास्ट फॉरवर्ड मजा नहीं आता. So that's a 2.5 hour long video. He's telling how to train a GPT model and full of knowledge, extreme knowledge, freely available to anyone. You just need time and interest in language models. So and there are a lot of good YouTubers to also follow around the AI space.
Okay. So now the third question, the need of internship and how to secure a good one.
The need of internships is very much for young, budding software engineers. It teaches you how to work in a corporate culture, how to work in a team. Look, long back when we were, in my times of internship, there was no internship. In industries does not take anyone other than full-time employees or let's say part-time. But internship does not existed 15 years back or 10 years back. Okay, but now internships are very general. As a student, you can reach out to the companies, follow the company policies, or apply on their websites, or make network over LinkedIn and seek out internship. As a student, your job should be to learn knowledge, and instead of because you'll not don't ask for monetary rewards. If the company policy provides you, at Scogo we provide internship stipend to the people, but in general, even if you're not getting a stipend, don't shy away from it. You take the internship, try to learn from it. Okay, so yeah, internship definitely one should do.
Okay.
Do it multiple as many you can.
Okay. The next one, some light on effective portfolio or a GitHub repo.
Hugging Face
Okay.
account. Now Hugging Face is, especially on the AI side, Hugging Face is a great place to create a profile and show off and showcase the AI related work that you're doing.
Okay.
Definitely GitHub will is the number one to create projects and put commits out there. And definitely one thing that I want to highlight is try to contribute in open source projects. There are a lot of open source projects out there in the AI domain, in non-AI domain, in standard software development. So I would really, personally, I would give credit to a intern or a college going student if he's doing commits on an open source project.
Okay.
It's a badge that one should wear proudly. Here let's suppose I'm a contributor to LangChain project, or let's say I'm a contributor to Llama Index project. Even the contribution is documentation contribution. It's not a problem, but it has to be a contribution to a project, which means you're first identifying the problem, discussing with the community. Community will not simply take your answer. There will be a decent technical debate on the answer, and then you will submit it. Somebody will merge it. It's an entire loop. It's an entire cycle. So you will learn how a professional software development happens.
Okay.
With contribution to open source projects. So must do.
Okay. The next one, role of hackathon and coding competition in any student's life.
It plays a very important role, in my opinion, because in hackathons you are very focused, trying to solve something with whatever it takes. It shows frugality कि अभी मेरे को problem solve करना है. अभी कैसे करूँगा, that's secondary. Okay, that's a good habit, or that's a good skill to have. Plus working in a team, because hackathon by default, by design, it's a team effort. where you are contributing on something else, somebody else is contributing on front end, somebody is helping in database side. So you're working in a team, so you'll know how to operate in a team before even joining a full-time role.
Okay.
Correct. So definitely do, if you're getting opportunities on hackathon, please form a team, have a team, a group, and the better would be, try to swap groups. You will learn more. I mean, generally, as because it's a human nature that you always team up with people who you know, correct, or the group that has participated in hackathon 1 would be the same group participating in 2.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it, not a problem, but in order to get variety in the experience, try to swap rules. Like,
Okay.
just swapping between groups would be a good style of learning more.
Okay.
Getting to know more people as well.
Okay. The need of soft skills.
Again, very much. So soft skill as a concept does not existed when actually I was there in my college days. It was like, cram everything. You have to, in order to get selected in Wipro, I have to go through a technical round which was on a piece of paper.
Okay.
I was given a sheet with 15 questions. Okay, yeah, this is the code block. Try to find the error.
Okay.
on the sheet. अभी तो hackathon,
Okay.
अभी hackering पे होता सारी चीजें.
हाँ.
But it's a physical paper. Yeah, question number 1, what are functions, what are recursion, वो सारी चीजें. Write a for loop to do this, print a loop to build a star. There's an error in this code, do it. Okay, so entire interview was on technical. Okay, even my forward round, the future round would be on technical. Like, there was just simply a group discussion where you just kind of talking about a particular subject. That is okay, but businesses don't talk about soft skills back then. But now today, soft skill is as important as technical skill.
Okay.
In my opinion, soft skill skills rates higher than technical skill. I will kind of hire a guy who is less on technical, but he is great on soft skills, because eventually it's building software is a team play. It's a team sport. If if you are very technical, but if you don't know how to behave, how to interact with your co-workers, it's a big no. So soft skill is must.
Okay. For people who starting career. Okay. The second last one: how to stay updated with the current trends.
My personal is definitely LinkedIn, because LinkedIn you need to follow first of all the right people to get the right content. You need to personalize your personalize your feed to do that. But LinkedIn is definitely a good source. Other is Twitter. Again, follow the right set of people to get the knowledge firsthand. Again, things that I typically do or I recommend is reading new research papers which are coming out.
Okay.
So there's an art behind reading research papers. So let's suppose if Google DeepMind is dropping a new paper, or let's say Facebook or OpenAI dropping new papers. So try to read that paper, try to understand that paper. You, on the first go, you would not, unless you are a genius in mathematics, you would not able to get every bit of it. But don't stop there. Use GPT to learn about that paper. Okay. Submit that paper to GPT and give you the crux. So that the point is that you would be at the bleeding edge of the technology. What exactly research is currently building. So whatever research is building in 2024, it will operationalize in 2027. So research is एक दिन 3 साल आगे होता है वो. So once the world will catch up about that particular research, you already know about that subject. And if the subject resonates with you, you can go deep in that. So reading research paper should be a habit, like reading newspapers or scrolling your reels.
Okay. So the last rapid fire one is some of the common mistakes to avoid while applying for a job application.
Okay, submitting a resume which does not have your GitHub profile.
Okay.
Right. You should talk about your projects and what tech you have used in the projects. Just do not. I mean, I've seen people who simply go and fork a lot of repositories in their GitHub project just to show that the number of repo count in the repo is like 50. But 49 of them are forked. Okay,
Yeah.
it's okay to be forked, not a problem, but there has to be commit that you have done to optimize the functionality, added a new feature on top of it. If you see the GitHub, contribution for the same profile, it's very minimalistic.
Yeah.
So it does not goes well. So your contribution should reflect your number of folks that you've made to the repository. Okay, so I mean, a rich GitHub profile is definitely a go-to thing. Secondly, is presenting what you have built. I mean, I love to see people who kind of post the work that they have done as an intern or as a student or a final year student or a student of any semester, like what they have presented to the world. Like, hey guys, I'm happy to share this work that I've done. It's a simple demo, it's a simple video, because demos are great. It gives just about what you've built, and you are also able to explain to the world that this is the cool thing that I've built. It could be a to-do app again. Yeah. It could be an AI-enabled to-do app. But as a leader at a company where I generally go and hire people, I check for their LinkedIn accounts as well, like how much how active they're in the community. Do they make sense or not? Okay, the content that they are posting, the content that they are building on social media, right? Does it make sense to your business? Okay, everybody has two faces. You have a personal life, you have a professional life, but it definitely helps if your GitHub and your LinkedIn talks about the same knowledge, same thing. Let's suppose if you build a project on GitHub, fantastic. Next day you have done a short video demo on the YouTube, or let's say on your channel or your feed. I can connect, like, yeah, this guy has done the work by himself. इट्स नॉट कि उसने किसी और का रेपो ले लिया, क्लोन कर दिया और खत्म कर दिया, ठीक है, बट उसने एंड टू एंड बनाया. उसने पहले रिक्वायरमेंट लिया, कोड लिखा और एक प्रोडक्ट डेमो बनाया. बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट यू विल डू इन योर रियल लाइफ. You will take requirements, you build code for it, then you will do product demos, and then you will explain to the world how to use the software. Okay, so that kind of a profile resonates, at least to me, but I guess it is generally true for other hiring managers also.
Okay. So the last question for the podcast is, what's the best piece of advice that you have ever got?
Oh, that I have ever got. That's a tricky one, because I'm generally getting a lot of advices. Okay. So the one that I've got is, I should say I have learned from someone, is never write code that that has no value to it. Which means, a simple example would be, what, if you're in a business and if your customer is asking you to build something, unless that that order is confirmed, okay, don't write any code, because you will, in real life, you will see a lot of users. Everyone say, hey, I want this, but nobody would be ready to pay for it. When you go and ask, would you like to pay for it? No. I said, I like this, I want this, but I never said I will pay for it. So why are you asking money? Okay, so I mean, that's just me, right? Until I get goosebumps once I get a confirmed order from, or a insight that, okay, this is going to be used by customer and will be paid by customer. Okay, so once you have this commitment, then only write your code. Okay. Don't do it in advance.
Okay. So I guess this was the longest podcast. Am I right?
Oh, is that?
Yeah. So it was the longest podcast on our channel. So thank you so much, Karan sir, for being such a wonderful guest and talking a lot about AI and giving a lot AI insights to the college graduation students as well, and to some of the business owners. It was great having you on the show. I would like to know, how was your experience?
I loved it, honestly. For me also, it's one of the longest conversation I ever had on camera. Okay. So it feels good that you are speaking your heart out. And thanks for both of you guys, Hari and you, Aditya, coming up here, spending your entire day with us, and love to have you here. And yeah, I mean, I hope that some of these things would resonate with your audience, and see if they have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. Okay,
Okay.
in your maybe in your comment box. So your job is to then help me with the questions. I'll try my best to answer them if I can add more value to it.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much.